I thought about doing a new series on my channel, and I don't know how long that I will. There for a while I was doing Tool Time Tuesday, which I enjoyed that. This is going into I believe my fourth year on YouTube, which is actually crazy that I've been doing this for 4 years. So I was kind of doing some reflecting back in regards to some of the things that inspired me to start. And a lot of things inspire you to start. I started watching YouTube years ago. I watched a girl do makeup and people do hair and stuff like that. I knew I didn't want to go that direction. One, I don't, I'm lucky to get my hair done and my makeup. I do my own. I put makeup on, but I sure as heck wouldn't tell anybody how to do makeup. They wouldn't want to go that direction for no amount of money. But as you guys know, I love doing paint and pick my number and all that stuff. And so I played around with, and I still will do it. I know I will. Paintings that look like this. And I will continue to probably do paint pours and stuff like this because they're fun, right? But I don't know, and there's a whole community out there that don't consider this to be art. And there's a whole controversy on just throwing paint on a canvas like this, whether it's art or not. I do. I think it's art. I think it's a quick, I don't know if it's quick, but I think it's art. I think it's fun. I think it's very, to me, oh, sorry. There's my camera up there. It's a whole lot of luck on whether it comes out looking like it does, that sort of thing. I enjoy it, and that's probably all that matters. And I think there's some people out there that view it, and I hit 200,000 views the other day, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yes, it took me a while to get there. I'm a small channel. I truly am. But we're still hanging in there, and we're still going. So, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, all that stuff. So where am I going with my story? Some people say I like to talk. Yeah, I do. So I thought I would do a series of, and like I said, I did the Tool Time Tuesday for a while, and I did the Dollar Tree Monday, which I kind of got away from, and although I'm going to do some Dollar Tree stuff here, just for the simple fact I would go to the Dollar Tree and I would just see the same stuff there all the time, that sort of thing. I just kind of got away from the series sort of thing, and then I thought, well, what can I do, right? And I brought this up to you guys several times that I was at a flea market, so to speak, and it was a craft flea market, and the paintings that I had were similar to what I just showed you, and things weren't selling, but the flea market was huge. It was absolutely, it was almost too big, and things were not selling. I mean, even the people around us were not selling. The guy next to us was selling dog biscuits, and he sold out. So he wasn't even a craft guy. So his dog biscuits sold out. And the guy next to us, he was doing pretty good, but a lot of his stuff was repetitive and replicas of the same thing over and over. So, which I thought was kind of interesting. The lady catty-cornered from us was selling T-shirts with with crazy like grandma sayings on them and stuff like that, which were probably mass produced in probably China or somewhere like that, and they were doing really well, but their tent was huge, so it really wasn't what I would say crafts that you actually make by hand, that sort of thing. And I think the guy next to us, I think his was probably done in China too, even though, yeah, I don't, you know, just guessing. And then the guy next to him was selling hot dogs, and he was doing really well. So, so it gave me an opportunity. People would come in and look, but they just wasn't buying. But and some of these people were serious buyers because they had little carts that they were pulling behind them. So I took this opportunity to kind of impromptu interviewing. Why not, right? So I asked them, did they do crafts? And every one of them that I asked if they did crafts, they said no. Did not do crafts. So the majority of the people that were at the craft show did not do crafts. I think all the people that did crafts at the craft show were in the booth selling stuff. Right? Right. And like I said, there was a lady across from us, and you could tell hers were genuine. She made metal crafts out of stuff, and she wasn't selling too much either. I then went to, my story does have an end, I promise. I went to a play, and I seen some paintings that were very similar to mine. And they were smaller. They were like this size, maybe a little bit bigger. And they had a huge price on them. I mean, like, what I would sell mine for, they put like a 1 in front of it. So instead of like $15, they'd be like $115. So it's like, well, that's just crazy. I just need to put a 1 or 2 in front of all my paintings, and then the value, it's kind of like economics, right? Basic economics. Okay. So right before I started my YouTube channel, I was at a different flea market. I don't frequent flea markets. You might think, okay, she just goes to flea market. I really don't. But I was just cruising around. The girls were looking at clothes. We was on a girls' trip, and the girls were looking at clothes. I got plenty of clothes. I didn't need any clothes. They were looking at clothes, so I wandered off to some of the crafts because I was just curious, what do people sell? And what are people buying? That sort of thing. So I came across a guy, and I literally was laughing to myself. And I was like, oh my gosh. Are you serious? Okay. So, and I took some pictures, and they're probably hidden on my phone somewhere, or I deleted them. Otherwise, I would show you the pictures that I took. But because I didn't ask to take pictures of them, I just took the pictures, and I should send them to my husband. I'm like, this is Dollar Tree stuff. And the guy had, again, a hefty price on him, right? So we're going to make what the guy had that he was selling. And I'm telling you, this is cheap stuff. Okay, so where am I going with my series? Okay, what I'm going with this for my series is we're going to do simple art. Simple, simple, simple art. And I'm just going to give you guys ideas on what you can do so that, one, your art doesn't look like it that you went to Bath, Bed and Beyond and bought something that everybody else is going to have in their house. It's something unique. It's something that you made. It's something that quickly you can put together. One, it doesn't cost you a whole lot, and two, it's yours, and you put it together fairly quickly. Or if you want to just kind of get into crafts, but you really don't want to get into, you don't want a wall of paint like I've got, and you don't want a craft room. You just want maybe to do a little bit of crafts, that sort of thing. Or maybe you want to do crafts with kids, but you just want to keep it contained. Okay, so I'm going to switch you down here and show you some things that I've got down here. So what I have down here, and what I seen with the guy, that what he had done is he had taken small frames, and small frames can be found at the Dollar Tree. Again, this is not a Dollar Tree thing, but you can find them, small frames, anywhere. You can find them at your Goodwill, thrift shops, that sort of thing. Again, Dollar Tree, that sort of thing. And the butterflies, you can find them, I bought these at the Dollar Tree. So what he had done was he had taken, and I apologize, I bought this frame is kind of old, was he had taken the butterflies, and these are they're kind of lifted, so they have like a little bit of a 3D look to them, so you can see how cute they are. And basically you just put them somewhat, center them on the piece of paper, and you can see this was what this originally looked like on this side, and you put it back in the frame, and that is it. He's kind of crooked. But that is what it looks like, and that is the craft, and you can hang it up on the wall fairly easily, and you are done. And like I said, this guy was putting like $35 on these little butterflies. Now I have some paint here, and you can also put some glitter on your, oops, things are going to start falling over. I've got, no, I should have made it a little stronger. Here, let's do that. Let me put this back on here. Put the frame back together. There we go. So I've got some paint here. I've got silver that has a little bit of glitter in it, and I haven't mixed it with anything. So it's just silver paint. And you can paint your frame if you want to. You can paint, I believe if I remember correctly, the guy's frames were, I think they were black. Some were black and some were white. So, and you can buy frames any color you want. If you don't like the color of the frames, you can always paint them. I had some brown frames, and I was like, oh yeah, there we go. I don't know how much this is going to show up. Turn this light off. There we go. It's going to not show up at all. I'll take some close-up pictures. And I've got gray paint here. And it flips out on me. Alright, let's do this. And give it kind of a whitewash look. And like I said, the more you do it yourself, the more of it's a one of a kind, and not, like I said, something that you've bought at a big box store. It's not something that everybody else has on the walls. It's something that's unique. And if you're giving it a gift, it's not like something they're going to find someplace else. So, there you have it. Easy stuff, right? Yeah. And it took me like, what, 5 seconds to do this. There you go. I knew it. I'm doing a butterfly. And like I said, the guy was selling them for like $35 a piece. Missed my mark, huh? Yeah. All right, so that's it with the butterfly effect. No, this is not the butterfly effect. All right, so there you have it. Isn't it cute? All right. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing these. I don't know, do them for a month or so. Where I do just kind of simple art stuff, simple, put it on the wall, that sort of thing. The holidays are coming up, or you just don't want people to come in and see the same stuff that they've seen for years in your house, that sort of thing. I've said for years that my mom, and it was a generation thing. It's like you put pictures on the wall and they stayed there for the next 20 years. We don't do that so much anymore, do we? We just don't. I mean, I'm always changing the pictures. Or, of course, like now I paint pictures all the time, so I do change up my walls all the time. But, every once in a while it's like, oh, he's cute, so I might just sit him out somewhere and like, oh, he's cute. So there you have it. All right, so like I said, subscribe, hit that button, share. Like I said, we're going to be doing some simple art stuff. I was going to use the KISS thing, but I don't what that stands for, right? Keep it simple. I don't think I'm going to use that acronym, but really, it is simple stuff. Easy peasy stuff, right? And cheap. It doesn't look cheap, but easy stuff. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get off here because I want to do some other things. And what do I always tell you guys? Go out there. Be absolutely awesome. Do your thing, and I'll see you in my next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.